Welcome back to Gibbo MMA. We are previewing UFC 320, doing another sunset video. It's about 5 p.m. here on the Gold Coast. We did a sunrise here, just on the other side of this hill. And yeah, I want to welcome back again. Another card to preview. Ankalaev defends his belt against Alex Pereira in their second match. This is a rematch, and before we get into it, appreciate the support. 69 subscribers now, 69. I don't know if we want to stay on this number, but yeah, appreciate the support. We were on 68 on the last video, so we've gone up one. Every number counts, but hey, whether it be one or a million, I love doing this, talking fights, getting out and about. Still trying to get the puff down from the hike, but yeah, this is what I do anyway, go on hikes and anything. So I thought, why not just preview and review, talk some dribble and shit about UFC. So main event is a good main event, but the rest of the card too is great. I mean, I'm gonna focus purely on the main event, the co-main, Merab Sandhagen, and also Yuri Roundtree. Those three fights, I'm just going to focus purely on that, and I'll skim over some of the other bouts. But you know, there's just so many great fights, and you know, within 40 minutes or so, it's too hard to give everyone justice, analyze it, get into it, storylines and all. But let's start with this main event, a rematch they fought earlier this year. Ankalaev won via decision, convincingly. Had Pereira hurt at the end of that second round, had him hurt, and we've seen Pereira being knocked out cold by Adesanya. And then it slowly just went on, just a technical light heavyweight stand-up fight, and Ankalaev become the new light heavyweight champ, because Pereira was on a great run. He was being really active as a champ, went on that great title run. But he ain't happy he lost that. Came up with not excuses, but reasons as to why he was flat in his performance. The guy was traveling around the world, partying, and so he should, but at this level, you just can't really be doing that. He seemed unwell, burnt out, injuries lingering. But Ankalaev did that fight during Ramadan. If you don't know Ramadan, I don't know too much, but they can't eat when the sun's up or something. They can only eat when the sun goes down, eat or drink. So they're fasting all day, and as soon as that sun sets, they can finally feed themselves, drink water. So it's very, we hear about the Ramadan time when a lot of Muslim fighters don't fight. It's during that, was it April, May when they last fought? Shit. So yeah, March, sorry. So they fought in March earlier this year. And Ankalaev did it during Ramadan. He did break his fast though during the weight cut. Like, bro, you're like killing yourself. You gotta fucking have some sort of water. So he did break it just for the weight cut, understandably so. So no excuses both ends. They were both sort of compromised in that fight, underdone. But now they're coming into it fresh as a daisy. No excuses in this fight coming into it. And we saw them trash talking over Google Translate. I paid no attention to it. I watched 5 seconds of it and I was like, I just wasted 5 seconds of my life. I'm not wasting any more of two grown men who can kill anybody in this world with their bare hands talking shit over Google Translate. I wasn't having it. I don't know, like that. If you can't get any more manufactured beef than Google Translate, and yeah, that's all that's been stirred up along this. But we don't need that beef. Like, it's gonna be two big guys standing up, going at it. And let's start off with Ankalaev. Let's hope that fucking doesn't fall off. Ankalaev, if it wasn't for that fight against Paul Craig, 1 second to go, tapping out, 4 minutes 59 in the third round, he'd be undefeated. He's like 21-1. He'd be an undefeated fighter because he's that Dagestani type of guy. They always give them the hard road to a title, and boy, did he take the hard road. He lost his UFC debut, which was against Paul Craig. Just confirm that. Yeah, 21-1, one draw against Jan. When he was fighting for the title, he drew against Jan in that forgettable, not forgettable, but fight with Jan Blachowicz. No contest against Johnny Walker and then knocked him out. But like, he lost his debut in 2018 against Paul Craig. Honestly, just go out. Like, he tapped, like, just go out. Anyways, but since then he hasn't lost. And he's defending his belt for the first time against Pereira in this rematch. And I'm liking Ankalaev in this fight. Pereira, a huge superstar, as we know. I like the guy, no Shama, but you know, he's 38 years old. And Ankalaev is in his prime. He's 33 years old and he's at his physical prime. Mentally as well, he's got all the experience, and this is where his era is happening right now. This is his light heavyweight era to dominate. He's paying $1.40, and yeah, 1 second away from being an undefeated fighter. Got that crazy Paul Craig, who is now retired. Paul Craig just retired, but yeah, I think he's going to knock out Pereira in the first 3 rounds. I was thinking it's going to go similar as the previous fights. I was also thinking, I think Pereira might knock him out, but I think Ankalaev will be coming into this fight with heavy intentions. And how will he knock him out? I believe everyone talks about his wrestling, is like he was going for takedowns, but he didn't control Pereira on the ground. But I believe just the threat of it, mixing it up, the level change, getting Pereira second guessing, will lead to a knockout. Whereas Ankalaev doesn't have to worry about Pereira trying to knock him out. He just has to worry about that fucking crazy leg kick and the left hook. He doesn't really have to worry about the submission threat, the wrestling, getting pressed up against the cage. He just has to worry about the art of 8 limbs, Pereira's kickboxing and Muay Thai. But Ankalaev possesses more tools to get this done via decision, via knockout, or if he wants to mix in the grappling, or just clinch against the cage. And so yeah, he's paying $1.40. And now Pereira, he's paying $3, underdog. And you know, you like the guy, so you want to go for him, but he's 38. Yes, he's probably had a much better camp now, but he's very chinny. People forget, like, he is very chinny, stands upright and can be landed on. And I saw a quote from him just today saying he doesn't know how much longer he can cut down to 205. And this guy was cut into middleweight, and we saw him get knocked out by Adesanya at middleweight. So yeah, how much is he blowing up in between fights? So yeah. And that's why I do believe Ankalaev can starch and knock him out. Although I want to see Pereira win, you have to be realistic about this and not be so biased. Like, I respect Ankalaev hugely. I think he's probably misconstrued. I think he's got a bit of personality about it, big Unk, but he's just, you know, doesn't speak English. I mean, Ali Abdi's his manager, as we know, handles his Twitter with all those weird tweets. But hey, you know, we saw Habib, once we sort of got to know him, bit of a funny guy, a real good guy. And maybe Ankalaev is a bit like that too, has a good sense of humor, but isn't able to show it just because of that language barrier. But yeah, both guys will be better prepared in this fight. It's going to be, and that's why, and more fresher. But yeah, I think Big Unk starches Pereira like Izzy did in some manner. Because Pereira with the leg kicks was doing them. Big Unk doesn't fucking care about leg kicks. If you watch the Yarn fight, he just eats them. He ate it in the last fight. And he was throwing them himself. He was making Pereira switch stance with leg kicks himself. So I believe this is Pereira's kryptonite. Like, he's not getting a Yuri just charging in head up where he can just fucking knock his head off his shoulders. He's really defensively minded in his striking, and also a grandmaster of stand-up himself. And yeah, he's just now in the light heavyweight division, I don't see many people that can stop him. People call him boring, call him it's the end of the light heavyweight division if he remains champ. But hey, this guy has performance bonuses of himself. Ankalaev, you know, knockout against Johnny Walker, performance bonus. Ian Kutabala, round 1 knockout bonus. So in his UFC career, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 bonuses out of the 13 fights. So you can't call him that boring. So yeah, like he's got 11 wins by knockout, 10 by decision. So yeah, 50-50 if he wins by knockout or decision. And I think he wins by knockout. It's paying about $3.50 for a knockout. So let me know your thoughts. Who you got winning in this fight and how. You got Pereira because you're a fan of him and you're biased. You wanted to see him win. If you're picking him purely and basically off of that, I mean, that's pretty much every casual fan. Me, myself, I do pick people like Dominic Reyes. I was picking him to win just purely because I wanted to see him win. And he got fucking starched. Go watch that live reaction, boy. So if you're picking just because you like the guy, then yeah. For this pick, I'm going with who I believe stylistically X's and O's who will win and take an emotion out of it is Ankalaev. Now, co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili takes on Corey the Sandman Hagen. Corey, is it Sandman Hagen? Gee, Sandman Sandhagen? Hold on. I'm all over the shot here. Got the hotspot on your tablet, so I bring up like UFC.com and Tapology I can just refer back to. Does he have a nickname? Or do people just call him, yeah, Sandman. Corey Sandman Sandhagen. Bit of a tongue twister. Not really, but yeah, Corey Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili for the bantamweight title. And Merab Dvalishvili, man, this guy is on an all-time run in the bantamweight division. He possibly could be the greatest bantamweight of all time. You know, you got the Dominic Cruzes, the Dillashaws, the Aljos, but this guy's cementing his legacy and making it sort of no argument could be said that he is the greatest, the way he's going. Pretty much a lot of people favoring him to win via decision, but also hearing the pundits, the experts, other fighters talk like, oh, Sandhagen, you know, this guy, man, I think he's the guy to do it. He's the guy to beat Merab. And all right, sun's coming down. With the clouds, maybe we see a bit of pink. We'll see. Yeah, like Merab, man, how can you not like the guy? Same with Sandhagen, love the guy too. And this is probably, outside the Yuri fight, the most fight I'm looking forward to. This, again, stylistically, it's a great fight. The test and the challenge of, can Merab again do what he is still doing, what he keeps doing, stopping these strikers from knocking him out, wearing and tearing on him, taking him down, beating him with his cardio and winning via decision. But he's turned the page, I believe, because he was beating people with his cardio, not like fucking hurting people. He was just wearing and like taking their souls from their body, giving them the 1,000-yard stare of like, where the fuck am I? Because they're just so gassed. And with that Sean O'Malley fight, when he finished him via submission and just fucking ragdolled him down, north-south choke they got here. will he be doing that to Sandhagen too? Just steamroll him and get a round 3-4 submission on Sandhagen. He's only been submitted or finished once in his career, Sandhagen, which was by Aljamain Sterling. But he learnt a lot, he's grown a lot. That was some years ago. But I saw a little comment on Volkanovski's breakdown on this video. Go check out Alex Volkanovski's breakdown YouTube channel. Really good. But there was a funny ass comment. I'm not stealing this. Go look in the comments. It'll probably be the most liked comment on it. Hilarious comment. And it was Machine. It just sums up this fight so well. What could be. Machines tend to break down when sand gets in them. Machines tend to break down when sand gets in them. So can Sandhagen get that sand inside Merab, starch him, knock him out, get his claws in there, get it all sandy, get the octagon all sandy and just fucking make the machine conk out? Can Sandhagen do that? A lot of people want to see it. A lot of people believe he can do it. He is almost a 4-1 underdog. I'd love to see it. Like, I want to see Merab keep continuing this crazy run, but man, Sandhagen is a great fighter stylistically, loves to keep it standing, and I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see another Merab performance like what he did to Sean O'Malley on Sandhagen, because everyone was saying, oh, Sean O'Malley's that stand-up guy, crazy hands, good movement, is the guy to beat Merab, and Merab just made light work of him back-to-back times. And I think we're going to see that here with Sandhagen again. Like I want to see Sandhagen win, of course, but again with the unbiased emotion out, I think Merab, you know, paying $1.26 is going to put on another performance. Would I be surprised if Sandhagen wins? I won't be, because I do see where he can win. But firstly, Merab Dvalishvili with his cardio. I was listening to the John Anik, Kenny Florin podcast just the other day, and Ray Longo jumps on for the Ray Longo Minute. Funny guy who used to coach Merab in his early career. He was saying, like, and you know, still stays in touch with him and all that. He was saying, like, recently Merab, like, he was getting drug tested almost once a week for a period. I don't know how long for. Just because they're like, how has this guy fucking got that gas tank? Merab's been getting fucking tested a whole bunch. And yeah, he's on a 13 fight win streak since that loss to Ricky Simone, who got the knockout of the month in March, I believe it was, over Basharat. So Simone got him that, like, mounted ghillie. So Merab started 0-2 in his UFC career. Like, you can take a lot of lessons and inspiration from this guy. From Georgia, came to America, full circle, living the American dream, UFC bantamweight champ. But he started 0-2 in his career, and now is on a 13 fight win streak, and is on his 3rd consecutive title defense this year. So Umar, at the start, everyone thought, I made a nice little bag on this. Merab was paying like $3, 3-1 underdog against Umar earlier this year. Easiest money I've made. He beats Umar, the Dagestanian, Nurmagomedov at his own game. Then he beats Sean O'Malley, wipes the floor with him. And now he's got Sandhagen. And if he wipes the floor with him, he's calling for Petr Yan at the end of the year. So this guy, since he got the belt, has just been on an absolute tear. So far, is probably going to be the fighter of the year. RDR is in contention, but, you know, Merab, man, he's on an insane run. But yeah, he just like wears on people with his cardio and just absolutely gasses them out. Pause for a second. I just want to make sure we are recording, because I just felt like wasn't. Yeah, we're recording. 20 minutes in, shit. Sometimes I'll be standing here and I get through and I'm like, imagine if I hadn't hit play correctly. All right, good news. Son, we're getting there somewhere. Get in there. Hopefully it looks good for you guys. So yeah, Merab has that clear path to victory. Decision, submission. I don't see him knocking out Sandhagen. And if we move to Sandhagen now, like every new challenger Merab has had, it's essentially like every champion who's defending their title, everyone leans on this, well, he's never fought me before, he's never faced someone like me before. And Sean O'Malley was very much that challenger, and that was the narrative around Sean O'Malley, and that just got put in a fucking coffin 6 feet deep, shoveled over with fucking cement. Like, I'm not going with that narrative with Sandhagen, and I hope I'm wrong with this and saying, like, it's not, don't even go there like, oh, Sandhagen's different. Obviously he is, but, you know, you got to give Merab his flowers and be like, this guy's just fucking too good. He has, not a cheat code, but he has something no one else has, and just goes, if you're not going to knock me out, I'm going to fucking put you through hell week, essentially, and just wear you out. And it's almost a cheat code how he can just consistently spam takedowns up and down. He doesn't want to control you. He doesn't like too much control time. He just wants to wear you down, get you up and down, up and down. But with Sandhagen, like he trains with Ryan Hall, that jiu-jitsu guy, who has crazy Grammy rolls, scrambles, rolls. And if you saw Sandhagen with the Umar fight, if he gets taken down, he's always like rolling forward, gives up his back, and then from there he can kind of turn back into the mount or get back up to his feet. So it's going to be interesting. It's like, just, all right, get taken down, but with Merab, he's not going to try and hold you. So I feel like there's going to be more space for Sandhagen to just roll, yip on out, back to the feet. And yeah, like, I don't think he's going to use too much energy getting up and down. I think he's pretty conservative. He's a smart guy. And yeah, with his dynamic striking, his lateral movement, I believe, like even more than Sean, which is, I really want to see Sandhagen and O'Malley verse. So if Sandhagen loses this, we'll get into it in the review. If he loses, I believe O'Malley is the next guy for him. With his dynamic strike and lateral movement, if you watch the Frankie Edgar fight when he got that crazy flying knee knockout, he literally did a whole 360 of the cage, circling, and then changed the pattern, went back the other way, and that's when Frankie Edgar really opened up a bit and paused, and he just came flying up with that knee and completely knocked him out. So it's going to be interesting what games he's going to play and what setups he's going to do with the circling and the movement of his feet and being dynamic, because everyone's saying, oh, just kick Merab to the body. You saw O'Malley did it in the first fight, hurt Merab a bit in the 5th round. Just kick him in the body, wear down his gas tank, teeps to the body, but Merab will just catch him. He's trained in the second nature with kicks, just bang, hook, catch him in and get him drive forward or swing him sideways. So Merab's all over that with the body shots, but Sandhagen, you know, he'll try, but no one does a better knee up the middle than Sandhagen. I'd say RDR, but you know, middleweights are a lot slower, and to do it in the lighter weights, you know, they are quicker, but people are quicker to move off center and dodge. So it'll be interesting to see how Sandhagen, if he can knock out and get the finish with a knee up the middle. But yeah, I'm keen to see the scrambles with Sandhagen. Maybe is he going to try and get a submission of his own? I don't believe so. Is he going to try and get a mounted gilly, what Ricky Simone did? But Merab has been starched a few times. Like Henry Cejudo caught him in their fight. And Henry Cejudo's arms, you know, they ain't long at all. So Sandhagen, a lot longer guy. That is his path to victory, is fucking starching Merab. But I don't think that's happening. Let me know in the comments what you think, who will win in this fight. I got Merab via, I want to say decision. Yeah, let's go decision. I was going to say submission again like he did. You know, fuck it, we're going Merab by submission. like he did with Sean O'Malley, probably like a round 4, 5 submission, just completely fatigued Sandhagen. So Marabai submission. All right, now we get on to what will be my fight of the night. I got this as my fight of the night: Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. in this 3-round fight. Light heavyweight division winner potentially gets a title shot out of the winner of the main event. So this, Carl Solberg will be, I believe, flying over, but the winner of this, if they put on a great performance, could, tell Carlos, like, hey, buddy, wait your turn still, because I'm next. So let's go for that. Yuri Prochazka is the favorite, $1.57, and he's got to be one of the most exciting fighters in the UFC, in MMA, and of all time. This Yuri Prochazka, any fight he is in, it is chaos, it is exciting, entertaining. Whether he wins or loses, he dies really well. They just saw against Alex Pereira getting fucking knocked the fuck out. But man, this guy, how can you not love him? How can you not hate him? How can you not love him? Had it right the first time. This guy is from Czech Republic. He's a bit of a character. You know, after his loss, I mean, against Pereira, I believe, he went and locked himself in a room for like 2 days in the dark. Bit unconventional. And if to define this person, what Yuri is, as not what he is as a person, but his fight style, what Yuri is, his fighting style is unorthodox. And when you look up unorthodox in the Oxford Dictionary, the official definition is contrary to what is usual, traditional, or accepted. This guy is just unconventional and just so different in the way he fights. If you go watch one of his early kickboxing or one of his early MMA fights, it's in a ring. He's on his back defending punches with his head. This guy was headbutting into the guy's strikes, going, let's go for that. And he does it in the UFC as well. He's got like, he gets starched a bit and he does like a forward, like, fuck yeah, just starts defending with his fucking head. And I want to get a petition. I want to get a petition for Yuri Prochazka's head, picture, profile to pop up in the dictionary and come under example for unorthodox. He is the example of what unorthodox is. And that's what makes him so exciting, his lateral crazy movement. But he has gone back and worked on, as you saw with the Jamal Hill fight, being more defensively minded, but like he has that habit of, that's just how he fights. He's more of like a traditional martial artist. You see his training, he's out in the woods doing that sort of kung fu sort of stuff. Just, you know, his eyes and like, just and like seeing things and punches and kicks, he just has it and feels so comfortable being in the fire. He loves the fire. He lives in the fire. When Demetrius Johnson talks about the void, this guy just puts his head in the void and just starts going, playing dodgeball with punches to his head. He's fucking trying to bob and weave out of the way and it's worked for him. He's a former light heavyweight champ, defeated Glover Teixeira, but he has really worked into just, oh, don't get too crazy, put the hands up. Obviously he's going to be moving, but you can see in the Jamal Hill fight he does, and he's got it ingrained into him to be like, yo, put the hands back up. But when you're tired though, when fatigue sets in, you tend to go back to those old habits. And with this being a 3-round fight, I think it favors him a bit, but also Roundtree too. So Roundtree is $2.45. And Roundtree's coming off that win off Jamal Hill as well at UFC Baku, 5-round easy decision win. And Roundtree in his own, you know, he got that fight against Pereira for the title, performed really well, and then got finished, but gave Pereira trouble. but he's got to be ready for 3 rounds of absolute chaos. And his last fight was far from that. It was he controlled the pace against Jamal Hill. He dictated everything. He got Jamal Hill so frustrated. And with this Yuri fight, he's not fighting a guy who was planted with 20-kilo ankle weights on him moving around. Because Jamal Hill, as you know, doesn't have great foot movement and is a stationary target to hit. And that's what Roundtree did. He just was bobbing around, moving around, bang, kick, bang, punch. Did really well against Jamal Hill. But now he's going into the fucking fire with Yuri Prohaska, who does not fucking stand still. For a millisecond, he doesn't stay still. This guy is fucking on crack or something when he's in there. If you want, he's unorthodox and he moves like he's on crack and fully caffeinated and he's just jolting around. So Roundtree with this crazy moving target, how is his Muay Thai gonna be going up against this? And you know, looking more into it, I like Roundtree in this fight. He's really smart. He's really defensively minded. Where I do see him not so favorable is his cardio with this, because he's going to be on the back foot a lot if he doesn't get going quick. He has to get going straight off the bat. There's no real time. He's got about 30 seconds to kind of gauge what's going on. Otherwise, he might just get steamrolled. And Yuri does a lot of feinting, gets you backed up. Roundtree is, I guess, pretty good on the back foot, but he's got to be straight off the bat, going. And with Roundtree, where I can see him win is doing a lot of strikes to the body, because if you're just going for the head, it's so hard to hit Yuri in the head. It's so hard but so easy because he puts it out there, but if he makes you miss, that's where he capitalizes you. He's trying to make you miss. So going to the body on Yuri, a more bigger, less moving target, will be key, because Jamal Hill did that. I think it was in end of the round 2 into round 3, and was having great success on Yuri going to the body. And Yuri was clearly not taking it well. So Roundtree will see that in doing their fight study, going, let's just hammer his body. Let's drop his hands right, even though they're down, but let's get him more upright and down, less moving, and wear down the gas tank of Yuri, get him moving less, and then start going for the head. And I'm pretty split on who to pick in this fight. I want Yuri to win. Fuck, he is just an exciting guy. He is the favorite. And, Volkanovski, watched his breakdown. He picked Roundtree because, I like value too. I like Roundtree in this fight because if he weathers that storm and then really gets on the front foot, and he's got those front leg kicks. That's another thing. Or those oblique kicks, the Modestas Bukowskis fight where he fucking tore his knee off. He's got that front oblique kick, and as Alex Perry did to Yuri, hammered that lead leg of Yuri and got him fucking uncomfortable and less movement. So yeah, I do like Roundtree in this fight, and with that lead leg kick that he can hammer at on Yuri. So everything is fighting against me with this, but I have to go with Roundtree in this fight. No emotion involved with this pick, but man, it is hard because I really want Yuri to win. I like both guys. Roundtree, super inspirational guy. The guy used to be almost 300 pounds or more, and now he's, a mixed martial artist fighting at the highest level. So yeah, you can take a lot of inspiration from him. And yeah, so I got him winning on those technical aspects and taking advantage of Yuri's bad habits when he's fatigued. Whew. All right, those are the 3 main fights that I wanted to get into of UFC 320. And there's so many other good fights on this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Here you go, Yuri or Roundtree. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like, all that stuff. But yeah, be sure to leave a comment. So let's just quickly have a quick breather before we finish this off. Sun is, yeah, a bit cloudy. Not the best, is what it is. So, hey, a bad day of training is better than a good day, is better than no training at all. Butchered that, but you get it. Just show up even if it's fucking not meant to be. Even if you ain't feeling it. All right. Rest of this card is some good fights on here. Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. Zalal on a 9-fight win streak, coming off that win against Calvin Kattar. He won 2 rounds and then hit the ice skates and circled the Apex Arena for 5 minutes and got the decision win. He's doing well. Zalal, he's climbing that featherweight ranks. Josh Emmett, he's coming off that loss. Was it loss or who did he fight last? He's fought some tough guys, Josh Emmett. What are we doing here? Because he lost to Poirier and then he fucking killed Bryce Mitchell. And then he lost, it's coming to me, Tapology, Lorraine Murphy. That's right, main event, Lorraine Murphy got flack from it, but he just frustrated Josh Emmett on that fight. So he's wanting to get back in the win column against Yusuf Zalal. So big featherweight rankings on the line here in this bout to hold. You know, Zalal wants to keep climbing those ranks. Zalal ranked 9, Josh Emmett 8. So not as huge as I thought, but you know, Zalal, if he wants to get that title, Josh Emmett is a great leap to it, because from there he can get a top 5 guy. Who I got winning, I think Zalal. I think he's just got too much footwork. I think you'll take a page out of Lorraine Murphy. You know, if you just keep moving and not getting in our range of Josh Emmett's power right hand, boy, is that fucking thing scary. He can get the win by decision here, I believe, and just outpoint him. Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov. Joe Pyfer, as we know, kind of got fraud checked against Jack Hermansson. Not really. He's still developing. He's finally like versing guys who he should be. He kind of got catapulted just because he was starching blokes. He's coming off that win against Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum, you know, he took Joe Pyfer's best shot and didn't get knocked out. It needs to be studied, that Gastelum chin, but Abus is coming off one of the most boring fights of the year against Michel Pereira. Don't waste your time. I lost 15 minutes of my life watching that fight. So he's looking to get a good performance, but I think Pyfer wins this by knockout. Atiba Gutierrez versus Vines. Now, this is my guy Atiba, who could be Rookie of the Year, but also a future middleweight champ. Atiba is absolutely starching blokes. I believe he got a performance bonus in his last bout. He's 8-1. He's from Cameroon. 2-0 in the UFC. Yeah, back-to-back performance bonuses. Absolutely starched Robert Valentin in his last win at UFC 318. So only just in July on the Poirier Holloway card. He's one to watch on this fight card as well. And I got Atiba winning this viciously. Edmund Shabazian, God, versus Andre Muniz. This is for the most middleweighty bout of all time. Just 2 middleweighty guys going at it. I think Shabazian will win this. Probably be a 3-round decision, but I got Edmund winning. Daniel Dos Santos versus Ju Sang Yo. Zombie Jr. Sorry. Zombie Jr.'s, I believe he got my KO of the month, May or June. Let's see when he last fought. He's 9-0. He got signed from the Looking for a Fight on the Korean Zombies promotion. You know, he's 31 years old in the featherweight division, but low fight mileage, and this guy looks good. He's a dangerous guy, and he's, yeah, June. So he got that crazy round one knockout over Jekka. He's one to watch. I believe he does it again. Yeah, that Zombie Junior guy, he's one to watch for. And yeah, Patchy Mix, boy, going from what, main card, UFC debut against Mario Batista and just fucking shat the bed. He's on the prelims. He's on like the third fight of the night. He fought last in June on that Dvalishvili O'Malley card and just didn't turn up. And then, yeah, came up with all the excuses as to why, but heading into the fight, he was talking a big game and yeah, I mean, that's the fight game and all, but boy, you got the main card chance, for Bellator champ. In his day, one of the greatest bantamweights, but he's getting on a bit and he's been shoved. Oh, he's only 32, but yeah, he's been shoved down to the prelims of this fight card. But yeah, that's UFC 320 done. I don't need to go anymore. Those are the fights I'd tune into that I've just mentioned. And I'll quickly just go through how I got on the performance bonuses. So I got Yuri Roundtree as a fight of the night. And I got performance bonuses, Zombie Jr. and Atiba Gadier to get the performance bonuses. Usually it's, yeah, fight of the night and then 2 performance bonuses. So yeah, what's that? 200K in bonuses to be dished out. But lately they've been doing, there hasn't been many fight of the nights. There's just been 4 performance bonuses. So that's very likely too. I could see, Big Unk getting a performance bonus, just knocking out Pereira. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the card. Be sure to comment. Thanks for watching. Yeah, 69 subscribers. We're building here. We're building. We're getting there. Sunset is going down. Pretty dark. And yeah, smash that subscribe. We're doing it. I'll be doing live reactions as well. Well, I film them on myself live and then I post them up later. And I might have to do those 3 fights. Big Unk, Marab, and Yuri fight. I think I'll do one for each of those fights. Because yeah, it's just fun doing those. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. I'll be doing the review for this. I'll try and again do the Sunrise review. Fuck, it was a tough miss on the last one for the UFC Perth. Get up at 4:30 a.m. Fucking rushing here, setting up, and filming at 5:30 a.m. Yeah, I'm talking pretty soft right now. Fuck it, we'll do it. But huge weekend this weekend. NRL Grand Final, Melbourne Storm versus Brisbane Broncos. So Sunday in Australia will be UFC from 8 a.m. essentially all the way till 3 p.m. and then rolling straight into the NRL Grand Final. So huge Sunday coming up. Looking forward to it. If you're from Australia watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me know who you got, Broncos or Storm. Man, Storm. I think Storm will win, but my heart wants Broncos to win. And yeah, thanks again, guys. And we'll see you in the UFC 320 review. And have a good day. Catch you later.